Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Let me just get this done as quickly as possible, okay? I had a great video going, an emergency session of whatever is going strong, right? So let me just hold this up so you guys can see it. North Korea threatens all-out attack, okay? I was reading this. So, Little Penis Man, I read the whole thing, alright? Little Penis Man is threatening, okay? Let me read this to you. It was a great video. I had it all perfect. But no, apparently this computer basically did something or other, and... Alright, so... North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has promised to use nuclear weapons and destroy the West, including the U.S., after the U.S. apparently threatened North Korea. The only thing we did was we went to Kim Jong. We went to President Xi Jinping and asked President Jinping, right, to go tell President Potato Head said this to tell Korea to stand down, right? So, well, let's get this done. Promise to use nuclear weapons to get counter threats against the U.S. So we tell this is what we say. We tell North Korea, little penis man, little dotard head, little fat dotard head that eats too many frickin' McDumpers in North Korea, dotard man. They don't use nuclear, right? Now, nuclear weapons is a deterrent, but when everyone has them, one person might trigger happy and drop one. Now, the United States only dropped 2 in its lifetime. The rest of the world hasn't dropped any except for testing, right? Testing. Now, over the years, rumor has it there's like 2,000 to 20,000 secretly tested all over the world, right? So it says that after the United States told the dotard boy, little penis rocket man, to stand down, they just said don't, right? What he's doing is he decided to test an ICBM over the weekend, right? The UN Security Council is convening an emergency session on Pyongyang. The actions read, right? The UN Security Council, right, is gathering Monday with Japan, South Korea, and the U.S., or ROC, the Republic of Korea, to discuss North Korea's latest missile launch. Remember, last few months they've been launching right near the Gulf of Japan. So you gotta ask yourself, who's the aggressor here? I mean, in my last video, before it screwed up, because you guys want to know the facts or where it came from, it's Al Jazeera, right? See? So, it came on my feed. Says here, North Korean has fired what it said was a Hwasong 17 ICBM, which can travel up to 15,000 kilometers or 9,320 miles. On Friday, shortly after warning a fierce military response to Washington, saying, "Oh, yeah, we're to do this. Why don't we just go over there and push one button and get rid of Korea?" I mean, literally. But no, we have to deal with fucking little penis man who thinks he's running the show. I mean, look. You know, I'm going to tell you something. One of my moderators the other day had, and I'm going to keep their names out of it, said, what's with the fucking people President basically Trump worships dictators. You got King Penis Bonghead, Dotard. Then you got, and I'm not calling Trump a dotard, then you have frickin' Russia's dictatorship, and then you got China's China, and then right now we have Iran. Those are the 4 ones. The rest of the world, we don't hear about dictators. So, let's continue. So, which can travel, and they're threatening that they can, Kim Jong-un solemnly declared that if the enemies continue to pose threats to our party and government, we will resolutely react to nukes with nuclear weapons in total confrontation. And this is why I keep telling, this was said Saturday, to keep frickin' prepping. Damn fucking commercials. I hate these commercials. The 17 launch on Friday was aimed at achieving the most powerful and absolute nuclear weapon on the planet and world, and described the missile as the strongest strategic weapon in the world. Well, while North Korea has long defended the launch of ballistic missiles as a legitimate defense against what is called decades-old threats to U.S. forces and allies in South Korea, here's the problem we have with Kim Jong Little Rocket Man, okay? I'm going to be basically blunt with you guys. We haven't even finished the article, but this is serious. This is why I'm prepping you. When I wake up in the morning, okay, and I got to get on my, right, which... right now I've had coffee, and I do the thing. I also need to take a bath because Chloe's telling me I smell really bad, Some days I don't even shower after I do my chores, okay? But this is worse. Alright, when you wake up, remember I said stock market crash? That's on my feed. That pops right up. I got a special filter, okay? Special words, alright? Nuclear war is one of them. That's the biggest, alright? So, if Russia's basically downplaying this whole missile shot down thing, and people say, oh, it's an accident, really? Would it be an accident if the United States or Russia or Iran or China decided to take out Little Rocket Man by just going? I mean, come on. It would not be an accident, all right? We could claim it's an accident. Why? Because everyone in the country claims everything's an accident. I mean, look, this country is too fucking corrupt. I'm sorry to say for you viewers this morning, it is too fucking corrupt. I mean, look at it. I was talking about how food stamps, people are stealing food stamps and basically blaming others for everything else. I mean, literally. I mean, look. Let me tell you what happened, alright? You see, I'm not supposed to be here this morning. I'm supposed to be watching video reviews and prepping my Christmas list for tomorrow and the following week. But I got called in this morning because of a nuclear threat. A nuclear threat. Right. And we didn't even get done yet. Hopefully I can get it done before the batteries go dead. Look, I want... Oh, son of a bitch. North Korea has defended the launch against the U.S. military force and its allies. Okay, so... Kim was accompanied by his daughter in the first public appearance while he inspected a missile launch site on Friday, trailed by military officials and personnel. Kim and his daughter walked hand in hand through the ICBM launch site where they paused to observe military hardware and multiple ICBMs. Commenting on Friday's launch, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida said his country has logged a strong protest. You don't log a strong protest. You take Little Rocket Man out if he's getting this fucking aggressive. He's the aggressor. Was a protest against North Korea, which has repeated its provocation with its unprecedented freedom. Yeah, think of it. Every fucking time you turn around, preppers, you sit there and you're like, you're sitting here seeing the news, seeing this party's doing this and this party's doing that. Donald Trump's going to be basically strung up by the special prosecutor that they put in to get rid of Donald Trump or whatever. Basically, I'm not saying harm Donald. I will never accept violence as an answer. Violence isn't the answer. And then what happens? Then they turn around and, yeah. And then they turn around and, they want to get rid of him. And the best way to do is put him in an orange jumper, you see. I mean, literally, we got so much damn corruption in this country. Is there any shred of good people out there anymore besides Fanny and Pee Wee and Higgins and myself and Zoe and Piper? Still can't figure out why Piper wanted my email address if he never sent me an email, on whatever it is he wanted me to address. Maybe he got upset. We've told Pyongyang that we absolutely cannot tolerate such acts, as Kishida said in Asian Pacific Economic Corporation Summit meeting in Thailand. The KCNA said the missile flew nearly 621 miles for roughly 69 minutes, reaching a peak altitude of 3,754 miles. That would be basically Kim hailed the launch a success, declaring its confrontation to North Korea's maximum capacity to any nuclear threat, warning the U.S. Joe Biden's administration allies that any military provocation would trigger self-destruction or our self-destruction. See, this is why we gotta address this, okay? Our self-destruction. Alright, so our party and government should clearly demonstrate the strongest will to retaliate by hysteric aggression and war drills by the enemies. I say we just fly over there, drop a couple, and fly out like we did in Japan. I mean, little Rocket Man, what's he gonna do then, huh? When every damn thing, literally. Look, China should say, look, if you want to be a big boy and you want to be part of the adult grown-up plans of the world, then grow up and act normal. Instead, he's like, I'm going to do this and you don't do that. It's like a little kid not having a temper tantrum. Look. Have you noticed this is, as soon as Trump's running, things are falling apart? North Korea wants this. China wants that. Russia wants this. This is not going to be an easy 2 years. This is why you got to look at my predictions. Or what God's telling me. Anyways, Friday's ICBM launch and saber-rattling statements come just days after President Biden pressed Chinese President Xi Jinping in their first face-to-face during G20 in Bali to make it known to Kim that Washington would not stand for its long-range nuclear tests. Biden promised a defensive response to send a clear message to North Korea if Xi could not rein in Pyongyang. Biden has not directly addressed North Korea's Friday ICBM test. See, if they're going to do this, a tit for tat, and Biden's going to sit there and say, well, look, President Potato Head, no offense, can't even run the country. Literally. I'm sorry to say, but look what he's doing to this country. He's sitting there saying, everyone loves me, I'm a great president, and yet he can't stand up and say, okay, look, one of you two knuckleheads fired a missile into Ukraine or into Poland. I want to know why. He's got the intel. Kamala Harris has the intel. They're sitting on it. They're basically waiting to see what Russia does next. He's using the. You guys sit there and you say, oh, well, look, Zoe was asking the other day, an accident bullshit. You know what it is? Pee-wee said the other day, it was actually bullshit. I'm calling Pee-wee out on this. It isn't bullshit. You know what it is? It's called blackmail. President and the U.S. world's got blackmail on the fucking Russia. Russia or Ukraine fired at one of the two. And we got to clean up and babysit these two fucking little peckerwood. And I'm not calling mother Pee-wee a peckerwood. I'm talking about Russia and Ukraine. Zelensky's a peckerwood too. Literally. He wants us to give him the most advanced weapons that known to man. By the way, my battery's going to go dead soon at 7%, so let's finish this. So, I say the United States needs to stand up to these little peckerwoods. China's not a problem, in my opinion. And I'll explain why after this, okay? We are aware of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea's, right? North Korea, DPRK. It's not the Democratic people. It's the dictators' people of Republic of Korea. Ballistic missile launch and consulting closely with ROC, also known as the Republic of Korea and Japan, as well as other regional allies and partners. The U.S. Department of Defense sent a statement sent to Algeria. The U.S. condemns these actions. It calls the dictators' People's Republic of Korea dictators. dictatorship, a dictatorship's People Republic of Korea, to refrain from any further unlawful destabilizing acts. Remember, they were firing into all the way across the Sea of Korea and over to Japan. Testable lazy acts. Well, we have assessed that in an event doesn't pose an immediate threat to U.S. personal or territory or to our allies. We will continue to monitor this situation. The U.S. commitments to defense of the Republic of Korea and Japan remain ironclad. North Korea's official name is the Democratic People's Republic Korea, but for this story, I'm calling it the Dictatorship's People's Republic of Korea. So it's not a Democrat when you got a president or an emperor like this. I will get you guys the link soon. North Korea warns of all-out war. Right. So, now let's get on with this because frankly I'd like to get out of here sometime this week. Jokingly, of course. So, when you have nuclear war rising again. I told you that with this next 2 years is going to be bad. Not because you have problems, but you have a lot of problems in this country. You see, you have two types of people. Three types if you get technical, okay. You have the people that are prepping like me, trying to get you guys to listen, and all you give a shit about is, your own needs, which you find to be narcissistic and greedy. Or you have the second set who isn't narcissistic, greedy, thinks about others, but thinks that if you don't prep, then what's the point of even listening, because everyone around is dictating that you're a crackpot. And I'm talking about the preppers. Three is, you got the lazy. No offense. Has anyone ever... See, I was telling Zoe the other day, right? She was asking me about something or other, and I was telling her about trannies, right? Trannies on Instagram, trannies on Instagram, on Facebook, and they're like, oh yeah, look at me, look at my new implants, I'm a real woman, you want to stick it, right? All these trannies, the lazy, you need to have, right? I mean, look, let me put it this way. Zoe had a situation the other day, okay? Zoe was laughing her ass off about something that was planning on Saturday, right? I'm not going to go into details, it's Zoe's thing, but this has to do with the theme I'm talking about for prepping today, okay? You see, the food stamps, as long as they keep extending it, people are, my mom, thinking about it, she never had food stamps when I was growing up in the 80s. She was a hardworking American and with moral values. But it seems the country's getting poorer and poorer. She's make $200, $300, $400 a day or more tips. Tips were, she made more money as a waitress and where she worked than a psychiatrist. And she didn't have many problems. By the way, one of her companies she worked with gave her this cup. The Denny's logo. Someone gave her a Denny's cup a long time. It was pretty good, but you know what? You don't see these every day. Oh no. Of course. Shall we? So, anyways, the third type is lazy, right? The lazy, right? Now, I'm not challenging anyone. My other video failed, but I want to say the lazy. Now, Pee-wee knows I'm not lazy. I'm doing everything I can to prep, alright? Fortunately, I'd like to see Chloe locked up for food stamp fraud. I think she's doing it to me. I mean, she won't give me receipts, and I can't find my card, and she keeps filling out magical turkey cards, which is like 12-pound turkey for free, which they think most men and Americans need 12-pound turkey. You know. I mean, we filled out, what, 3 or 4 of them, so we need to cash in, you know, what's it say? Limit 1 turkey. So, anyways, my point is I'm prepping for turkeys, right? Unfortunately, you know, they're gonna do a Christmas turkey card too. They're gonna pay $500 for money from hitting the day after Thanksgiving, or 2 days after Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve. You spend X amount of money and they'll start punching out a turkey. That's why you gotta look for the deals. I mean, I don't care if, you know, for you preppers out there that don't really want to prep. The problem is it's not about you guys, and it's the lazy. The lazy don't want to work. For example, I was telling Zoe the other day, we're talking about this situation she was put in. The guy clearly was lazy. I mean, literally. And then, I'm not going to give you guys the situation, but I love Zoe dearly, you know. She's nicknamed the wife. She's probably mad at me because I didn't, you know. Thing is, I have enough problems on my plate as is. I mean, look. Zoe, I got the hallway done, the bathroom last night. I was back and forth, running upstairs, downstairs, trying to do some garbage run. Chloe's sitting there like, oh, what movie do you want? Chloe is what we call the fucking lazy. I put my foot down and I said, look, if you can't fucking do anything by fucking November, I refuse to fucking cook. I will put the fucking turkey and donate it to the Connors. I told the Connors. Chloe doesn't do their job. Chloe gets no Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. Fuck her. I ain't fucking working for a fucking freeloading thief that fucking thinks everything is fucking given to her. This is what we're living with in today's world. Today's theme for Sunday's theme is thief. I mean, literally, someone needs to look at the big picture. Where's my receipts? Oh, boy, they didn't give them to me. Really, last receipt I got was 6 weeks ago. I mean, literally, isn't there a law somewhere that says something about stealing other people's food stamps? I mean, literally, son of a bitch turns around and tells me I can't take a shower. I gotta fucking stink until they get it first. I mean, literally. I mean, all I want is to see justice. Pee-wee knows this, Fanny knows this. Zoe thinks, reason she bothers me too much, she's lonely. I don't care if she's lonely. I have you guys. I have YouTube. But, for the sake of the argument, it's Sunday and I'm going to be clean about it, but still, justice should be served. I mean, literally, think about it. If someone is stealing food stamps and the state knows about it and the state doesn't do anything, for example, and they're just letting Chloe do it because Chloe's a supposed man, a female now, not a man. Can't call them a man. It's basically racist and bigotry, and it's a hate crime, supposedly. It's not a hate crime, which reminds me, I have another short announcement to make for this video this morning with Coffee Time with Rita. Sorry. There. So basically, I had to send Zoe the other news this morning, right? North Korea news thing is big news for me, alright? This would be the annihilation of the world. But there's more. There's more to this problem this morning, right? But you gotta ask yourself. Yeah, that feels a little better. So, I had chicken fried steaks last night. Chloe wouldn't let me have my Salisbury steak. She said, no, might be my emergency food. See? Stealing my food. Then fucking hides things. I mean, literally buys cake mix, frosting mix. So, everything is coming out of mine. And I literally have waited. I got some orders coming in from Amazon for prepping. I did. But the thing is, someone shouldn't be stealing from me. I mean, literally, you're already stealing my debit card. You're stealing my food cards. I've reported it to law enforcement, and apparently they don't care. So someone, personally, there's got to be somewhere I can go to basically make a higher case that these Peckerwoods aren't doing their job. That's what I think. Because there's proof somewhere. I mean, they say, oh, well, do you have proof that's stolen? Yeah. Because I don't live. You want me to be on for 12 hours? Prove I'm on for 12 hours. Send you guys the link and then say, where am I? Where's my debit card? Chloe talks about going to the store, but she's always calling me. She's like, oh, yeah, do you want this? I just need milk. So she comes back with everything else. If I ask for a pecan pie, she's like, who paid for the pumpkin last night? You see, I did. She's hiding what she's doing because she knows she can be in trouble. But thing is, I don't eat fucking pumpkin pie. Bacon? All this bacon's mine. Apparently, she's got plans for it, and it doesn't include going in my belly. I bought all the Jimmy Dean sausage things that she ate. You see? Someone needs to do it. Has anyone ever thought that I am not allowed to leave my apartment? Yeah, pretty much. Chloe won't let me. And if I do leave, I have to leave under escort by Chloe. So, anyways, back to the theme. Corruption and greed are taking over in this world. Yeah. To the point of no return. Alright. So I want to do a part 2 in a second, talking about the other piece of news, but think about it, you preppers. Keep prepping. If North Korea is really going to do this, we have to worry. So please stay tuned, and I will get part 2 up this morning. I would keep going, but toilet break. So thanks for watching. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestions, like, subscribe buttons. Hold fun for the family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification. Thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. It's wholesome fun for the family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. And hit the like button, subscribe button. If you like my content, please generously donate a gift card if you wish. No pressure. It's in my About Me page. You'll find my email address. Otherwise, God bless you, and look for part 2 coming up soon. Thank you, and have a nice day. And keep the comments nice is all I ask.